Yo, we are live. Welcome everyone to Blacksburg on the Rocks.
Yeah. Let's go.
Paul, I can hear your TV. Are you still betting?
No. I mean, I'm watching the Mets and the Phillies. I hadn't turned it down yet. That was the problem.
Oh, there we go. Well, welcome everyone. Paul, cheers. What are we drinking tonight?
Cheers. I opened up a new bottle of Glenlivet 15 Oak Barrel. Good.
Oh, damn, you're drinking good.
It's my favorite scotch to drink in the entire world. It's also usually the scotch that I keep on hand. Hold on. Just a second. I can do that.
Chris Arnold has requested that Paul show his medal. I misread that at first, and I was concerned that Paul was about to show some sort of meat. I don't know what kind of meat. I would prefer not to know.
So.
Nice. You want another medal?
I want another medal. I ran in the... By the way, shout out to Dave Phillips, who's sponsoring our cheers and welcome. Here's what I'm going to tell you. If you're looking for
shout out to Dave. If you all need a house to buy in the NRV, go to Dave Phillips. Personal friend of mine. We love him.
Because here's the thing. Bro is physically fit, and he knows how to fight with knives. So if there's any squatters potentially in the house, you just send Dave in first. Let him just knife them, and then just drag them out, and then you can look at the house without worrying about running into any squatters. So that's my pro tip. Hire Dave Phillips. Let him knife squatters. Safety in the house.
One of my favorite things about going out with Dave is not just because he's great company. It's because I know that I can talk as much trash as I want because he can straight up murder everyone. So it's pretty cool.
True. That is true. Yes. So I finished. I ran the Jaunt for Justice 5K over the weekend with Bridget, and I finished second in my age class, 45 to 59. And yes, there were two people in my age class. But here's what I'm going to say. I ran and you didn't. So don't be shaming me.
No one's shaming you, Paul. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your silver medal. Even though, who was it, Chris? Chris, yeah, he got second out of two. None of us would have got that. None of us would have got that. Give Paul this.
That's it. In fact, it was funny because when I went over to look at the run sheet, I found my name, and I said to Bridget, I said, "Oh my God, I got second in my age group."
Nice.
And I didn't say it out loud, but I was thinking, there's only two of us. I guarantee you, there's only two of us. And when they made the first announcement, they were like, men age 45 to 49, second place with a time of 30 minutes 33 seconds, Paul Van Wagner. I said I knew there was only two of us. I went up there and I got it. I feel good.
Chris wants you to run a half marathon with him.
Chris can kiss me where the pee comes out.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. That is a silver participation trophy.
That is.
Dr. Chris Beluso.
Once again, Beluso, I don't see your ass out there running. But I will see you adjusting my back tomorrow, so I better be nice to him.
Yeah. He may make a little slip.
Yeah. So I have a confession to make. I have been very busy this week, and I have not had an opportunity to put together a geezer rant. But it has come to my attention that one of the hosts of this show, that guy right there, had put together a meeting with State Representative Morgan Griffith to discuss how to address the issues of all of us, me included, paying way too much for prescriptions. Now, Jeremy, I am curious because you put this thing together, you scheduled the meeting, you had the meeting. So first question is, how did you set this up? And the follow-up to that is, how did it go?
Oh, I mean, this is something that, I do. It's like lobby work. I won't bore you all too much, but we've got a bill that we're pushing, HR 9096, through the house right now. We've got 30 co-sponsors. I really wanted Morgan Griffith on it, so I called a meeting. Pharmacies are closing left and right. I mean, it's a huge problem. Drug pricing fucking sucks. Everyone's paying more for meds. We're not getting paid for the meds that we're buying. I mean, it's disgusting. And so there's this bill, and we got them together, and he was incredibly receptive to it. He's actually been pretty good as far as drug pricing and pharmacy in the past, so he was incredibly receptive to it. We're hoping to get him on as a co-sponsor as early as this week. That would be really cool, because then I would have brought in 2 delegates from the state of Virginia, which I do a lot of work, and usually it's with other states' representatives. Well, not delegates, but representatives. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm out here fighting every day for you all.
Yeah, and we appreciate that. Now, some people may not know this, but Jeremy has been fighting this fight for much longer than we have seen. I'm going to bring something up. Some of you may have seen this, some of you may have not, but there was a point, God, Jeremy, I got to say it was at least 5 years ago, maybe more. You can correct me if I'm wrong on this, where you made it a point to prove to the pharmaceutical companies that you could make, was it insulin or was
no,
it
it's an EpiPen?
EpiPen.
Yeah, I actually did it, and I looked up all the laws and like the guidance and stuff, and I thought I found a loophole to where I could, because what happens is, like, back in the day, you could pretty much load up a syringe and keep it good to go and just replace the needle tip or whatever whenever it needed to be used. And it was, you could take it in the wilderness, and it was for an emergency situation. Well, we were in a big fucking emergency situation. And so I was like, well, let's just do the thing that they've been doing for like wilderness stuff forever. And so I got it, and I sterilely got it, and I did that, and I started offering it to people. And the caveat was like, this is for immediate usage, wink. And it was just something for people to keep around, because then no one could get a hold of an EpiPen. And plus they were priced outrageously. And so I did that. And what happened was the Merck representative came by and found out, because I was featured on national news and a bunch of stuff. And he found out about it, and he came by and he was asking about it. And I was like, this is not going to go well. And so before I know it, the FDA has a meeting with the Virginia Board of Pharmacy and Merck and everything else, because here's the thing, is like the guidance I found was actually pretty solid fucking guidance. Yeah. And the research I did was pretty good, but it technically was not within the actual like compounding laws or whatever, because immediate usage doesn't mean within 24 hours. It means immediate usage. And so I had to stop doing it. It's not like I made money off of it, but it was something, it actually forced lawmakers and the FDA and everyone else, it forced Merck to have to offer a generic, and it brought in a bunch of things to the market. And that was before I was even involved, like really in like advocacy and stuff. So that was a pretty cool one. But I do a lot of shit. I don't really bring it up because it's, boring pharmacy stuff, but I do a lot of shit.
So just so everybody knows, Jeremy has been fighting the fight for all of you, basically since he graduated from pharmacy school, and got that picture taken of him and Scott Stapp in front of the Main Street Pharmacy, Pharmacy sign when
he
when
thinks
it first
he's funny.
opened up.
He calls Scott.
That was
Stapp
a great
my
picture.
dad.
That was a great picture. I have to dig that up. It's on my Facebook page. I know that.
It's weird. I've come a long way from just like doing that stuff to like knowing Mark Cuban and shit. So it's pretty wild. He's actually supposed to come on my pharmacy podcast at some point, which is really fucking cool. But yeah,
can you tell him I need like
$200,000
just to pay off all my debt so I can be debt free? See if he can hook
me up.
that'd
be really cool. But he hates it when people ask him that stuff. So no.
Okay. Right.
But no, it's pretty fucking cool. They're flying me. They flew me to Minnesota to do the Optum protest. They're flying me up to New Jersey to do this really cool, like we're doing PBM on the Rocks, but it's like Conan style talk show next week in New Jersey. So they're flying me to New York, and I'm going across the river and like hosting there for like this big fundraiser. And then I'm going to NCPA and doing this huge thing. So it's been pretty wild. It's been a wild ride, but enough about that. Y'all ain't come here to hear my bullshit. Y'all came here to hear
all this time
about what's happening in Blacksburg.
And Emily is home raising little Maddie Ryan counts.
Yes.
Jeez. God love you.
And she's doing a great job. My little angel is sweet.
Emily or Maddie Ryan?
Maddie Ryan. Emily would not describe herself as sweet.
Intense,
perhaps.
She is a saint, and she is just misunderstood.
She is a saint. And very
Frank Merritt, once again.
And she's an excellent mother.
I did not see you at the 5K running, so suck it. Wayne, Jeremy has wandered into the wilderness once or twice. He may have been mated with by Sasquatch. I'm not sure.
From the wilderness. Mated with is a, interesting term.
Yes.
Will they fly Jeremy to Kentucky? I've been to Kentucky quite a bit.
Why?
But they might. I actually have a lot of ties with the Kentucky Independent Pharmacy Association. I'm working with them quite a bit to get co-sponsors. Their pharmacists are awesome over in Kentucky. But
excellent.
Yeah, maybe I might come out and do a fundraiser.
How do you feel about their fans for their Kentucky football team?
Man, fuck Kentucky.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that things hadn't changed.
No, nothing there. I love the state and the people, not so much KU fans.
No, the KU fans. Okay, all right.
The UK
Louisville
fans, whatever.
Where are you at with Louisville fans?
They're there. They exist.
Okay.
There's 5 of them.
The ones I ran into didn't believe that. Who's the basketball coach? Oh my God, I'm blanking here. No. The Louisville basketball coach that got in trouble for getting strippers and hookers for 18 years.
Oh yeah.
They didn't believe that.
What? That's insane. How do you not believe that?
Yeah. They were like, this is just the media making it up.
They should be excited that he went the extra mile.
Well, some would say maybe. Some would say maybe not. Frank,
we're going into our Blacksburg vibe check.
All right.
Paul, how's everyone feeling this week? I know how the people I'm talking to are feeling after that Hokies win.
Well, here's the thing. I've talked to a couple of people, and there's still a little bit of sting on that Miami thing. This is one. I don't know that this is going to be as big long term as the farce that is Danny Cole catching the football. However, I think that this is going to stick around for a while. I've talked to a couple of people here in the last week that are like, it's all good. Yeah, we did what we were supposed to do against Stanford, blah, 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 blah. But can we talk about that Miami game for a minute? And I'm just like, oh.
Yep, it's going to stick for a while.
This is hanging around.
We should be, as far as I'm concerned, and that's the title of today's show, we are undefeated in ACC play as far as I'm concerned.
That's fair.
That's the way I see it. I think us and Cal both won our games because not only do they fuck us, they turn around and then they fuck Cal. So it's like this is a running thing.
Down. Yeah, no, you don't come back from 25 down in the fourth quarter. I don't give a fuck who you are. You don't come back. Nah, come on. There was some shenanigans.
And it comes down to controvery at the end again. Again. Overturning the targeting. Like it's just it's too much. Clearly the fix is in. The ACC is illegitimate because they went full fucking balls deep into the Miami train, and they are not going to let them lose. Right now, you are going to have to full-on beat the shit out of Miami and stay up on them and not give the refs any kind of excuse if you hope to beat Miami. That's the way it's going to be the rest of the season. Until I think we have a championship game, and whoever goes there to play Miami, I think is going to be shown a lot of favoritism. Because
it's possible.
They're going to want 2 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah. Here's my thought on this, and we talked about this last week about the ACC making a business decision. And the more I thought about that, I thought, here's the problem, though. We are still a Power 4 conference. Our champion, even if our champion is 6-6 or 7-6, our champion is still going to get an automatic bid to the playoffs. Now, they might be the 12th seed, but they're still going to get a seat at the table. So is the ACC – so the question, I guess, that I'm going to pose to you and the masses is the ACC that dead set that they're going to try their damnedest to have a top 4 bye program, so a program that gets a bye in the first week of the playoffs, that they're willing to just screw everyone and everything and completely become, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say irrelevant because it's not irrelevant, but like just completely like just destroy any reputation that they might have to say, see, we got a 11-1 Miami team and they got a bye in the first week of the playoffs. You know, like that's what
I think they will do it. How much like fucked up shit has the SEC done? And everyone's just like, well, I mean, they're the SEC. I mean, yeah. I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
So I can see it happening. This is so much money we're talking about. Well, and whenever money comes into things get screwy. And who cares about fair? To them, it's not about fair. It's about business.
Yeah. I would just – so, like, I guess my question is, like, who's in the know here, right? Like, obviously Jim Phillips is in the know. He has to be. Because it's got to come down from him. There's nobody's going rogue on this, I don't think, right? Like this is coming down from the top. But who else is aware of this? Like somebody in the replay booth in Charlotte had to be aware of it. I got to imagine that there's, a couple of executive vice presidents or whatever the fuck their title is that are in on this, but like at some point, something is going to go down and somebody's going to be like, oh, let me tell you about this meeting that we had with Jim Phillips here back in 2014, right before the Miami Virginia Tech game, right? Like it just, there's got to be someone a week late.
We'll find something out like we found out with the Pac-12 officials with that infamous Danny Cole catch that it turned out that the Pac-12 officials were sending it out and it was not supposed to go out. So, there's all that. Wayne points out that the coach was Patino. Also, Chris says the Miami game doesn't sting. It's like herpes. It's forever. Yeah, that game is not going away. It's sticking around for fucking ever. We're going to remember it. It's going to be like so many other games that we bring up and we get so mad about, like fucking the Sugar Bowl or the other Sugar Bowl or Matt Ryan, those sort of things. That's what we're going to see.
You're the only one that's mad about Matt Ryan anymore.
Everyone's mad about Matt Ryan. Fucking shit. Everyone gets mad about Matt Ryan. But that's fair. All right. So my entire thing is we're coming out. We beat the living shit out of Stanford. That was great. That was a full game. That's what we wanted to see. Yes. I wasn't nervous. That made me really happy to not be nervous during a game because I drink excessively when I get nervous. And I've been drinking all day because I had a podcast at 10 a.m.
What was your excuse for drinking excessively anyway? You were happy?
Oh, no, I was very happy. But I was celebrating. Okay, I just drink a lot, Paul. That's my point.
All right. That's fine. You don't need to make up excuses for me. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. But so we're coming off. And we're on a hokey high right now.
That's true.
Sponsored by our new sponsors, Bear Dance Hemp.
Hey!
Yeah, the hokey high. Let's talk about the good things that is going on right now.
Finally,
because we're coming off a high.
The Hokies did not play down to the level of their competition. That was my first thought. So, full disclosure, I didn't turn the game on until halftime because we were doing some things around the house. And when I did turn the game on, I was like, oh, okay. And I think at that point, it may have been like 14-0, something like that. And I was like, okay, this is good. And then they scored again. And I'm like, holy shit, are they listening to the Blacksburg on the Rocks podcast featuring Jeremy Counts and Paul Van Wagner, where Paul Van Wagner said, don't play down to your fucking competition anymore. It sucks. It's stupid. It drives me batshit crazy. And all of a sudden they're like, look at this. We can kick the shit out of somebody. That's not Marshall or ODU. So yeah. I really feel like finally there was some good, a lot of good. out of that. So
yeah.
I'm
I
very
mean, we
high.
needed that going into bye week. We get to rest everyone up a little bit. You know, we needed that kind of win. We needed to prove it to ourselves that we can come out and stomp things around because it was looking rough for a while. You know, we lost to Vandy. We're like, God, we fucking suck. We fucking lost to Vandy. Turns out Vandy's pretty goddamn good. So, yeah, they beat Alabama and have played well. They dropped that one out of nowhere, but everyone's dropping those games in college football now.
Right.
The parity's insane right now because everyone can pay for a few good players that'll go off. And so they end up beating Bama. And then we go on and, you know, we lost to Rutgers, and Rutgers is killing it now too. Like, they've got a great record. So someone was looking at it, I think it was Ox. Our strength of schedule in the ACC right now is like second so far. When everyone was talking about how terrible our strength of schedule was, we have the second strongest strength of schedule so far in the ACC. Now, it's not going to be as strong going forward, but everyone was dogging us for these out-of-conference games we scheduled, and it turns out they were pretty good fucking out-of-conference games.
Yeah.
So, you know, what if we're coming off and we had beat Miami, and then we come on and we stop Stanford, and we're going into ACC play like this, and those other two games were decided by a touchdown, you know, a possession. Yeah, we're looking at a whole different thing if just a few plays went the right way on just a few games. So, you know, we could turn it around just like we did last year, just like we've done so many other years. So there's hope, and God damn them for giving us hope. That's the worst part.
Dave Sheeler is correct. He did tell us after the game that he felt like Vanderbilt was the real deal. I will give credit.
Dave did say that.
Yeah.
It was a perception thing, I think, mostly.
That's true.
Frank also says if anyone knows about cheating, it's a Michigan fan. Very true.
Frank, if you're not
cheating,
dirty
trying. Program.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying. You can say whatever you want.
Doug Erickson.
That's addressed to Frank, so I won't even respond to that. I will not respond to Doug Erickson's tomfoolery.
Oh, but hey, cheers. Chris is glad we've got the hopium going again. Shout out Bear Dance. Also, shout out Joe Rogers. We've been pimping Quest Floor Care for a while now, and they just now officially became a sponsor. So shout out to him. I love you all supporting us. Like it's really cool.
Thank you, Dave Phillips. Absolutely. You guys are awesome.
Love y'all.
The rest of you out there, Dave Sheeler, I'm looking at you right now, sir. Do better.
But no, I think we're rolling in and we're looking good. And let's just see if we can continue it. If we can rattle off some wins, go into the Clemson game looking good. If we can manage to, you know, win in the Carrier Dome, we might be looking at a run. It may not be some huge run, but we might be looking at like saving this season. So, you know, everyone loves a comeback story. So, you know, talk to Paul's mom.
So here's my big issue this coming weekend. And I didn't realize the Hokies were on a bye until you said that. I have both Virginia Tech and Michigan on a bye this week. What the fuck do I do on a Saturday? Like, I mean, I can watch Ohio play and root for them to lose, but they probably won't. I can watch Michigan State and root for them to lose, but that's a foregone conclusion. They're going to. I can root for UVA to lose, but oddly enough, they seem like they might have maybe a little something going on in Charlottesville. We'll wait. Obviously, I'm going to root for Miami to lose, but yes. Well, Wayne, here's the other problem. If the Tigers are playing on Saturday, it's a game 5. So I'm really kind of hoping the Tigers don't even play on Saturday. I might just paint the living room on Saturday, honestly. Bridget has color swatches. We'll go pick out paint, and I'll paint. If Virginia Tech and Michigan aren't playing and the Tigers have already won their series, shout out to the Tigers, I might just paint the living room.
That sounds terrible. I'm going to take the family to Redneck Mecca itself, Gatlinburg. We're going to get wild. We're going to go around. We're going to show the baby bumper cars and all this stuff. That's what we're going to do.
Oh, Gatlinburg. Okay.
Gatlinburg.
Okay. Huh. All right. Yeah, but Brandon, I don't care about all the other games. I'm kind of down just to like not. take a weekend off. Just let my brain. The Lions didn't play on Sunday. I legit did. I watched maybe. I watched the Jets play because Bridget's a Jets fan on Sunday. I watched the Jets play Sunday morning at 9:30. That's it. That's the only football, the only NFL I watched this week.
Yeah, I called Gatlinburg Redneck Mecca, and he called it Rednecka.
Redneck. I like it, Marty.
That's actually beautiful, Marty. Thank you. Thank you for that one. But no, coming out of the game, who was your top performers? Shining examples with Shine Time Mobile Detailing, who's been doing my car for like 5 years, and they're awesome.
Nice. Shout out. I'm going to go with Kyron Drones. I really, like it starts and ends with him. If you're Virginia Tech, like it's his job to get the ball to the receivers. It's his job to get the ball to Bashal Tootin. It's his job to run the offense. I'm going to go. It's probably a cop out. It's an easy one. But I'm going to go with Kyron Drones. I really feel like every single week, even going back to last season, every single week he gets just, a little bit better. And that starts to compound its way up the chain. And it feels like, and I know for a fact, Jeremy, like at some point, this is all going to crash onto the rocks. And we're all going to be sitting here the following Tuesday.
Potentially, but you got to understand, like, we're not that high to begin with right now. That crash isn't going to hurt us as bad as it did early.
Is it not?
We've already come.
Is it?
No. We've got to. We may be crashing down, but it's not going to hurt until we rattle off a few more wins.
Yeah, we got fucked over by Miami. We bounced back. We shit kicked Stanford. We get a bye week this week. I feel like, and I understand that the upcoming schedule, the Georgia Techs, the Boston Colleges of the world, they look legit, but they're also teams that Virginia Tech should beat. Well, year in and year out, they should beat these teams. Syracuse is another one, right? Like we shouldn't be having conversations about how close the game is going to be. We should be having conversations about what are you cooking in the fourth quarter because the game is over.
Yeah, that's true.
With those teams. But we're not there yet.
No.
And it feels like we haven't been there in quite some time. Even under the Justin Fuente era, when he ran that team to a 10 and whatever and a Belk Bowl victory, he still got beat by Boston College, or not Boston College. I'm sorry. He still got beat by Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
So the inevitable crash is coming. Now, if you're a part of the Hokie team, you're part of the coaching staff, you're part of the administration, you pass this on. Prove me wrong. That's what I want. Here's your shining example. Prove this guy wrong. Make me sit here 2 Tuesdays from now and be like, fuck, I was wrong. 3 Tuesdays from now, fuck, I was really wrong. 4 Tuesdays from now, shit, I'm an idiot, right? Make me say those words and actually mean it. Like, that's what I want. Prove me wrong. Because it hasn't happened since probably 1999. You go back and ask any Hokie with any sort of ties, time in, Jeremy, you're a perfect example. Has there not been every season since you started being a Hokie fan outside of 1999 where you were like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, we completely shit the bed at least once.
Yes. Prove me wrong. That's what I want. That's all I want. That's what I want for Christmas. I've already got my big cruise picked out. We're going to the Bahamas and whatnot. I've got my big Christmas present. The only other thing I want for Christmas is Virginia Tech to prove me wrong. I want to come on here every Tuesday and tell you, motherfucker, I was wrong. And I'll do it. I will do it. Do not give me the reason to be like, see, I told you. Don't make that.
I love being proven wrong with sports because I'm so fucking pessimistic. I'm okay with that.
Not though. That's the problem. But this forces me to be.
Wayne thinks Peebles and Brumfield finally showed up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this shining example award. I'm gonna give it to Parker Clements for not actually sacking his own quarterback this time.
Okay, all right.
I think he deserves it. He actually played pretty well in that one, stepping up. I'll take that. You know what? Good on you.
Yeah, Parker is probably most besmirched member of the Hokie
really
team.
Is. I feel bad
you know
he
what?
was
And
piling
look,
on to it.
listen. Parker is probably a wonderful kid. He's probably a great teammate. He does it to himself. Like, this is not, and I understand that there are people that take it too far, right? But this is not unwarranted. So you can't be like, oh, you guys are being mean to him. No.
Oh, these are men getting paid now. We can be mean.
Yeah.
It's not just these are college
Certainly.
students. These are people we
Right.
fucking play football now. Like, this is different. This is way different. Like, I've always was one, like, you know, I'll say some stuff, but in the end, you know, these are kids. These are representatives.
Yeah.
We're also paying them to do this now. I mean, we were then,
Yeah.
but now we're really doing it. So it's one of those things where we've got to kind of, you know, expect more from them.
Right.
Chris Arnold, Liberty 17, FIU at 10 at halftime. Why do I
have that game on the TV here in the spare room. I'm only moderately watching it because I'm still coming down from the Mets high of them defeating the Phillies in Game 3 and taking a 2-1 lead and being able to close it out, hopefully. Knock on wood.
Yes.
Tomorrow?
Well, that brings us to the ACC as a whole. Our segment, You Can't Spell Flaccid Without ACC. And I want everyone to know, you can get a year supply of Viagra at Counts Family Pharmacy for only $150.
Really? That's cheaper than my Blue Chew.
Yeah, it's not expensive anymore.
Oh, all right.
Same thing with Cialis.
I canceled my subscription.
Oh, yeah, because it's overpriced. Like, all that was just a way to directly sell shit, and it's just overpriced. No, I'll save everyone a ton of money with your dick pills. Right. That's what I'm known for.
Dick pills, and
that brings us to the state of the ACC.
Yes.
So we've already discussed Miami and how the fucking fix is in. Right. What do we think about everyone outside of FSU that is just their season's completely over? Like, I've been surprised by Cal. What are you doing?
So I'm pulling up the ACC standing so I can take a look at this. I am. Clemson is 3-0 in the conference. Miami is 3-0 in the conference. Miami's 2-0 in the conference. SMU is 2-0 in the conference. Virginia is 2-0 in the conference. Pitt is 1-0 in the conference. So those are your undefeated teams. Then you get a bunch of average 500 teams, right? Syracuse, Louisville, Duke, Boston College, Virginia Tech, and Wake Forest. And then you have the teams that only have one win, Stanford and Florida State, of all teams, right? Like, August 15th, we were like, who's going to be able to knock off Florida State? Look at them. They're a juggernaut. DJ Uiagalelei is definitely not the answer.
Oh,
and then you got the 0-2 teams. Cal, not overly surprised, but NC State and North Carolina, both 0-2. How is Mac Brown's seat right now, Jeremy? That's got to be a little toasty warm for the old
it should have been toasty years ago. They've always underperformed. They've shoved a ton of money wherever it needed to go to pick up all these great players, and he's just wasted it. He's wasted all their potential. It's terrible. And he picked up a ton of Virginia talent, and they've all went to waste. That's hot. NC State was the surprise. I always expect UNC to be terrible because they're just not a good football program.
Overpromise, underdeliver. That's North Carolina football's moniker. Yeah,
exactly. NC State was surprising, though. I was actually predicting them to be the team to beat in the ACC. Mm-hmm. I thought they were going to bounce back. They were going to be great. And I figured Clemson was going to start falling apart just because Dabo's Dabo. But it turns out NC State is not the team to beat. I
had NC State and Virginia Tech, or NC State and Miami in the ACC championship.
Yeah.
So
I for sure thought NC State was going to be the team, but no, the ACC has decided it's Miami for a lot of reasons. Also, Marnie, $150 for a year supply, all 4 pills. That is exactly right.
That is true. Yeah. Here's the thing. there are, what is that? 9 teams in the ACC in conference play. Virginia Tech is one of them that have 1 win or fewer. Now, granted, we just started ACC play. But, Georgia Tech has played 4 ACC games. Clemson has played 3. So some teams have played a little more, but 9 of the 17 teams have only 1 or 0 wins in the ACC. So it'll be interesting. Like, I really want to revisit this question again in like 3 weeks when teams have played like 4, 5, 6 ACC games and to see where they're at. But right now, the top is the top. Clemson, Miami, and I don't remember who was the other undefeated team. Clemson, Miami, and SMU. Oh, and Virginia.
Yeah.
Virginia's not going to stick around at 2-0. They're going to fall. Pittsburgh is 1-0 right now. But Pittsburgh is 5-0 overall.
Yeah.
So Pittsburgh,
will Pitt come out of nowhere and surprise everyone? I did not expect them to. I thought they were going to be shitty this year.
They could. As much as I hate Pat Narduzzi, and for the record,
I hate Narduzzi.
I think he is the biggest
he can coach
clown in college football. But he gets these kids ready. Yeah, you're right. He gets these kids ready.
No, he's not the biggest. Coach Prime's the biggest clown.
Well,
I actually thought it was great when him and Narduzzi went back and forth when he was thanking Narduzzi for preparing these young men to come to him. It was like, he's a good coach. This is an excellent backhanded compliment. It was like, that's some shit talk. That's some real shit talk.
Now, if I'm Narduzzi, you know what I'm doing? I'm trying to get Prime on my schedule. You come to Pittsburgh. Let's play this thing for real.
Yeah.
So
that would be interesting. I'd watch that game. It'd be a weird game.
Absolutely.
That'd be a weird fucking game. Fucking Colorado over in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Especially if you did it in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I mean, we got a bunch of weird games. We just had fucking us go over to play Stanford over there, which we've played Stanford before, but it's in bowl games and shit.
Right. Yeah.
And then Miami's going over to Cal in their conference games. It's weird. It feels weird. Yeah. But you know what? I'll take it because this is the weird new state of college football. You know what? I'm for it. I'm for the expanded playoffs. I'm for everyone getting wild and playing each other. I love all of it. So I'm going to fucking take it.
What I wish they would do, honestly, is I wish that they would divide the nation into 3 parts. So you would have so from the Mississippi River east, you have a north and a south. And then from the Mississippi west, you have 1 conference, right? Because they're really spread out there. And I think that you put whoever wants to be in that look, if you are Utah State, for example, and you want to play in the Big Boy West Conference, you know what? Come on, son. Let's go. Let's do this.
They'll never go for that.
Well, why not?
But the same reason they'll never go for like the big super conference that they're trying to get, where it's like all top 70 teams or something, where everyone's in and it's revenue sharing. It's because there's a few people that make a whole lot of money. Then there's more people that make pretty good money. And then it just keeps going down the tiering. And the people who call the shots are the ones that are up top.
Tina, I disagree with you on that one.
What
because you would have Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Pitt. You would have Syracuse. You would have enough. Virginia and Virginia Tech might end up in that North Conference, right? You can put West Virginia in that North Conference. You've got Wisconsin, Iowa, Indiana, Illinois. I think Nebraska potentially, maybe not. I guess they're west of the Mississippi, but whatever. Like, you have a lot of teams in the North that would care about college football. You do.
Yeah, they care about college football. It's weird kind of when you get up in there because there's more college football fans up there than I would have expected, just knowing
there's a lot.
The people up there. Yeah, there's a lot more than you'd realize.
I am not, Tina. I'm 100% correct. The problem is, here's the problem with college football and trying to expand this, right? College football, the allure of college football is that regionality of it, right? Virginia Tech, North Carolina.
I
Duke,
disagree.
North Carolina, right?
I disagree.
Really?
The reason we
Oh,
care.
no.
The reason we care is the rivalries and the fact that we're tied to these schools for a lot of people. So it's not really about the quote unquote regionality. It's more like rivals. It just so happens that coincides with regionality a lot of times because that's how conferences used to be. But
Sure.
we fucking hate Miami. Miami's nowhere near here. It really comes down to its rivalries, and it's this long history of fucking hating each other. Because there's like one place in the world where just straight up blind regional hatred isn't like it's accepted and okay, and that's college football.
Yeah. I mean, and I agree with you. But I think that regional hatred, as you said, comes from the proximity of these teams, right? So like is Virginia Tech and Cal an interesting matchup? Yeah, it is. It's an interesting matchup. I like it, but it doesn't have the same aura to me as Virginia Tech and Duke or Virginia Tech and North Carolina. I won't say Virginia because that's on a different level, right? Like that's an
But Paul, we got Miami, who's been a long-term rivalry going back to the Big East days, and that's not even close to regional. There's a lot of rivalries like that. Notre Dame, USC, like there's a lot of old rivalries where they're nowhere near each other.
Those are few and far between. Those are few and far between.
Eh.
Like Alabama, Auburn, right? Michigan, Ohio State. Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio State. Like, again, Virginia Tech, North Carolina, Virginia Tech, Virginia. Like, Florida State. The regionality of it is what makes it so good, is what makes it juicy, right? Like, here, like, we can go 1-11 as long as that one win is against Virginia and we keep the Commonwealth Cup at Virginia Tech. People are going to be like, it was a shit season, but hey, we beat the Who's.
And those people are stupid. I would rather win the rest of my games and lose to Virginia. Straight up. I do not care.
There's no world where that happens. There's no
world where it happens, but I would if I were offered that trade, I would do it. The Wahoo fans would be fucking insufferable. Twitter would be a shit show. And it'd be awful and we'd have to hear about it forever. But you know what? I wouldn't have to put up with a shitty season. I'd trade that every single goddamn day.
I mean, sure, but my point is, like, when you win those regional rivalry games, right, where there's a trophy involved, the Paul Bunyan Trophy, the Commonwealth Cup, whatever the hell Auburn and Alabama play for, it might be bark off of the tumor's tree there, but I don't know what they play for. But when you have that regional trophy, it means a lot. And again, like, Michigan lost to Washington this week. Like, okay, whatever. Yeah, I realize it's a conference loss. But outside of it being a Michigan game, like, give me Wisconsin, give me Iowa, give me Illinois, give me Ohio State, Michigan State, Penn State. Like, these long-distance rivalries are just like, they're not even rivalries. These long-distance games are just like, to me.
I don't know. No, I like it. I like it being like mix and match because we heard for so many years how, these teams from this conferences were so terrible. And because all the conferences are dying thanks to all the media money being pumped into two particular conferences,
sure,
we're actually starting to see a lot more mix and matching. And I'm okay with that mix and matching happening.
All right. I don't know.
It's fun, Paul. We're seeing matchups we wouldn't normally ever see until like bowl season. I'll take it. It's fun.
We are. And I don't disagree with that, but I don't know. The allure to me of college football is that closeness of who you're playing against, where you're playing them. like a quick drive to Raleigh, for example, to play NC State is like, yeah, give me that. I don't want to get on a plane and fly out to Berkeley to play against Cal. Like, now some people did. Shout out to those people. Clark Rulin, you're one of them, brother. I respect the tenacity as a fan to make that trip. But like,
I mean, that's a fun trip. Why wouldn't you?
When you gotta look at the equipment truck and say, "Oh, it's been on the road for 2 days and it's like a third of the way to its destination." It's like, Jesus Christ, come on,
the equipment
come
truck.
on.
I'm sure they made a whole go of it. I'm sure they sent them out super early and they got to do this cross-country trip. That's how I would imagine it in my mind. Like, it's actually like this big highlight for them where they go on this trip and to like discover themselves. And to me, it's an entire fucking Lifetime movie in my head. The equipment truck. Like, I'm already writing it in my head.
Wayne says Jeremy and Nickelback from Canada. That's a rivalry that crosses borders.
Oh.
It's international. It's, I mean, Jeremy loves that photograph. Every time he sees it, it makes him laugh.
Jesus fucking Christ. You know what? Shout out to Nails for finally taking Nickelback and Creed both off of the Drive playlist. He went in and he took all of them out. Thank you, Nails.
Nails, you're a bitch. I'm no longer helping you with anything.
No, he did it. He did it for Jeremy. Thank you, Nails.
I respect that. I respect that play. Everybody has their niche, right? Like, my thing is to be an antagonist and a shitbag, right? Like, I find out you don't like something, I am going to just beat it to fucking death. Nels, on the other hand, Nels is a good guy. He doesn't, he's not going to do that. And for the record, I really only do it to people that I truly care about, right?
That's true.
It's not,
And that's the thing is, it's annoying, but it's not like terrible. It's funny. And honestly, it's like a Monty Python sketch where it's just like, this isn't funny anymore. And then it comes back around again. And then it's fucking hilarious.
Tell the truth.
I still have the fucking Nickelback license plate frame on my car just because I think it's funny.
Shout out to Wayne.
Shout out to Wayne.
Over the course of the last 3 years of the Drive, like, how many times did Nickelback come on and you went, "Fuck you, Paul"? Like,
a lot.
You just continued with
a
your
lot.
day.
There would be patients in the pharmacy and I'd just be like, "Fuck you, Paul." And I'm sure they looked around. I guess he's really mad at someone named Paul.
Yeah, Paul pissed him off. Yeah, that's all right. Hey, look.
No, that's the weird thing is most people who came in, they knew exactly like our relationship. Because so many locals listen to you. And so they'd be like, "Oh, Jeremy, like, what are y'all getting into today?" And I'm like, "I don't know. What are we getting into today? I don't fucking know. Paul's just going to do whatever. And I'll end up texting him mad over something he says. That's what we're going to get into."
That's true. That's true. Wayne, here you go, brother. Here you go. Yeah, a little of that action, huh?
Oh, thank you, Paul. Oh, man, the TikTok viewer count just went through the roof.
I believe it. I believe it. Yeah.
Show dim thighs. No.
I just did.
No.
I just did. Yeah.
No Pushy Crusher 69. He will not show them thighs.
I went to the gym tonight. We had to
That's true, Chris Arnold. Fuck him trees.
Oh, yeah. Now there's a rivalry.
Being the tree.
And the tree.
It's not even the town of Blacksburg who planted that tree. It's me and that tree.
It's the tree. It's the tree. Yeah. I didn't realize until last week when I was at the pharmacy how close the dude that hit the wall.
He was so close to hitting that tree. No, that's the thing. It's like Anthony was having his company's blood drive up front. So we had a bunch of people up, like, giving blood and stuff. And thankfully he didn't hit anybody, because if somewhere outside, like, sitting around, like, he would have hit them, because we had a bunch of people in and out for the blood drive. And it's funny because we had a bunch of people out there, and then that wreck happened, and I stepped up front to see what happened, and there's all these people around. I go, "God damn it! Then he hit the tree!" I know they thought I was insane. Shout out to Griff for explaining that situation to everyone when I stormed back. He really hates that tree.
Hates that tree. I keep telling you, J.M. Tucker and I will that tree will disappear. You just have to.
No, you won't.
Right.
And it will have nothing to do with anyone that I know or am
down.
involved with or I'm friends with or have any financial ties to in any way, because there are arbor laws and you can't just kill trees.
Wink.
So here on this broadcast, we are openly saying that no one I know will kill that tree. No, you won't, Wink. I want the tree dead, but no one's going to kill it, okay?
All right.
Suck on that tree. One day it's just going to happen, and I'm just going to be through the roof, just like so fucking happy. That was the weirdest thing about that day. It was so close after so long.
Dave is right. Just reach out to Alabama fans.
Yeah, that's true. I'll just get an Alabama fan.
Yeah.
One day I'll get that.
I know a couple that will kiss their cousin and kill a tree. If you would like me to make a phone call.
I mean, are those two things directly connected? Like that's how the tree dies is, cousins prodding each other with phalanges?
Yeah, I mean, it's all intertangled. It's all like twined together. It's weird. I don't really understand the culture, but I know that like if she ain't good enough for her own family, she ain't good enough for ours is a moniker in Alabama. It's just,
Oh, that's coincidentally, one of my favorite punk bands is Incestuous Finger Bang. So that's awesome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Incredible.
Oh, Wayne, that's not a bad idea. We could just double down and plant a second tree there.
Wayne, you fuck. I know you all would do that. That's the worst fucking part. That tree would finally fucking die, and then you all would go plant another goddamn tree.
I would plant like just a seed and just watch that thing grow, and you just every day get a little more angry because the tree keeps encroaching on your sign.
There'd be a fucking Nickelback plaque. Fucking Scott Stapp would come out and do the fucking...
we would definitely, yeah. We would have your favorite mayor, Leslie Hager Smith, who also, by the way, has been officially, I believe, endorsed by Frank Merritt. I don't know. I had heard rumblings that Frank was endorsing her. So, I mean, everybody changes their mind, I guess. So,
I don't mind Leslie personally. I don't.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
Neither does Frank. He's endorsed her. It's official.
It's official. Now, here's the thing about Blacksburg politics is they have to be beholden to quite a few people because, I mean, those people vote. And so I don't envy them their position. That doesn't mean I'm not going to hold them accountable for certain things, but I don't envy them their position. And even when they feel like they don't have a choice on the matter, even if you even like someone personally, if they're in that position and they're doing something you don't like, you actually have a responsibility to show them that there's pushback on the other side. So it's important for people to do that. And that's my rant.
Wayne, that's a great idea, Wayne. We could actually put a music box outside a Main Street pharmacy that plays nothing but Creed.
I don't give a fuck, Wayne. I'll throw that into traffic. That doesn't have protection like fucking trees do. You'd be surprised the protections that trees have. Your little music box, it'll fucking die, Wayne.
Is it wrong of me to think about how the tree probably has more rights than the business owner that is behind the tree?
In Blacksburg, it probably does.
Yeah.
As long as the tree isn't taking up so much real estate on its front-facing windows, then it's fine. But it can block all of my, signage, and that's just fine.
Will the tree ever get big enough that it won't block the signage and it just
go up and up? Well, then it's going to start blocking the view of everyone who's upstairs.
Not your problem.
Yeah, I know it's not my problem. It's still annoying.
Sorry, Greg. Not Jeremy's problem.
Yeah, they'd go upstairs to Greg at the Bear. It's just like, your view's fucked, Greg.
Shit.
He already said that tree's his escape plan in case anything ever happens. He's
did.
going to scramble
He did,
down.
yeah.
He'll be out in front of the pharmacy.
Wait, what is Dave Sheeler noping about? That's what I don't understand.
Which nope, Dave? Elaborate.
Dave, we need to know what.
There's no game this week, so we got ramble hour.
Oh,
It's all
he says
about-
it's about as tall as it gets. Okay.
Oh, so it's going to top out with all the leaves in front of my fucking sign. Oh, my God. That's the worst
Dave
thing.
Sheeler for town
That tree
council.
wasn't there to begin with. They redid the sidewalks, and they were just like, this is the place for the tree. Right in front of my fucking sign. And then I emailed them. I'm like, hey, so you all planted this tree in front of my sign. Can I get more signage or something? Oh, well, we'll check. Nothing ever back. And it's like, okay, fuck. Okay, whatever. So now I'm mad. What's that, Dave?
Dave, I have officially Blacksburg on the Rocks is officially endorsing Dave Sheeler for town council of Blacksburg.
Dave Sheeler.
Frank Merritt is too much of a coward to run. So Dave Sheeler
Frank
is going to
pussied out.
Yep. We had write-in votes for Frank, and he didn't even get on the ballot. And we could have taken that. We could have rode that wave to a more. What now, Dave? What? Okay, Dave Sheeler for town council. No matter what he says, we're gonna.
He said, "Hell no."
We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and roll with this. This is the new Blacksburg on the Rocks stance. We will all vote for Dave Sheeler for Blacksburg Town Council. God bless him, and God bless America.
Yeah. Along with Jay Tucker, future mayor.
Jay Tucker really.
Jay
does
Tucker
that
could be
TV
the
work.
mayor of my entire existence. Everyone loves
Yeah.
Jay. Name one person
Yeah.
that doesn't love Jay, and I will tell you that they're a bad fucking person.
That's true. That is true.
Find someone who doesn't love Jay.
Huh. No, you can't. Well, he's got a bunch of exes that probably ain't too fond of him.
They even love him. Every single one of them. I know. I
don't
talked
know
to
about
them.
that.
They all told me
Do ya?
that.
Oh,
Yes.
It was their
Every
fault
single
that
one
they
of
broke
them.
up? They were the issue?
Yeah, they just felt like they couldn't live up to his standards. And he
No,
always
Dave,
told them,
we're
no,
not-
you're beautiful to me, but how do you compare yourself to Jay? You can't.
Yeah, that's true. That's
So,
true.
I mean, they just couldn't live with it. That's all.
It's one of those things where you're walking through a forest.
Dave said he hates
next to
Jay.
a unicorn.
Just kidding. He loves Jay.
Okay. That's okay. It's listen, Dave, you can hate Jay. You might even get votes for that. Dave Sheeler for town council, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and just write that in right now. He doesn't give a shit about the salamanders. He wants more parties on Center Street, and he will vote to eliminate Jeremy's tree. That's his.
Yes, that's all I need.
Yep.
Well, y'all, we're coming up to the end. Thank you to all our new sponsors. We got Quest, we got Shine Time, we got Dave Phillips, we got Bear Dance. Like, it's amazing how everyone came together all of a sudden and really wanted to sponsor us.
And now we have
really cool.
Dave Sheeler for town council.
And now we got Dave Sheeler for town council.
Yeah.
Everyone write in Dave. Yeah. He wants all the trees gone. He wants to pave everything.
Hey.
Well, let's keep the trees. We just want to be able to walk through.
That's true. That is true. Where there's foresty areas, it's fine. In front of businesses, maybe not so much. A little hard to find things when you can't see their signs.
Yeah, exactly. But you all?
Yeah.
It's been a great night.
Electric cars. I'm not opposed to that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You all, it has been a great night. Go check out our friends over at Boundary Corner Podcast. They're going on here at 9. We love those guys. You all go check them out. This has been another Blacksburg on the Rocks. Yeah. I'll play it again.